How's it going, guys? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Yeah, seeing as 2022 is pretty much over now. Because if this goes up when I'm playing it too, it's going up on the 31st. So happy early New Year. And yeah, I just wanted to do a video to thank everybody who has supported me here on YouTube or on Twitch, either or. Or those of you who support me on both, I really do appreciate that. But yeah, and I just figured I'll have hockey in the background because why not? It's hockey season, you know? So, anyway, yeah, that being said, thank you to everybody who has come around and hung out this year. It's been a fun year. It's my first full year back that I've streamed full time consistently throughout the entire year. So, yeah, that's pretty fun, I think. I really do feel grateful that so many people have shown up, you know. Um, I've been averaging around like 10 viewers, which I guess doesn't sound like much, and I guess to a lot of people wouldn't be, but to me, I was gone. I didn't stream for like 3 years, or whatever it was. And yeah, the fact that I came back and there's that many people who are willing to hang out, it really means a lot to me, and I appreciate that. So yeah, just wanted to thank everybody for that, and yeah, kind of go over how this year has gone. So yeah, for me, I think it's been a pretty fun year. We've got a lot of games and playthroughs done this year, which was honestly kind of crazy how much we accomplished. I'm pretty happy overall with that, because I have a pinned tweet in my Discord if you're in my Discord, which if you're not, if I remember, I'll try to put a link to my Discord in, wow, there's no defense being played in this AI game. um, but yeah, I'll try to put a link to the Discord in in the description, and then I'll put the pinned tweet I have in the Discord there too. But yeah, I made a goal of games that I wanted to go through, and I think I did overall a pretty good job of going through the games I wanted to go through. So I said I wanted to go through the Trails in the Sky trilogy. I actually got through that. Barely, but it's in December. We actually finished it. We got through it on the 21st, and yeah, we beat all three Sky games in one calendar year, which is honestly wild. I said I want to get through Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. We didn't get through 3. So that's like the one thing I kind of didn't get through that I wanted to. Um, we were able to do Kingdom Hearts 2. We were able to do Chain of Memories. And we were able to do Birth by Sleep 0.2. We didn't get to Kingdom Hearts 3. So that will be happening sometime this year. I don't know exactly when. Maybe sometime around March? April? Somewhere in there, I'm guessing. I think somewhere in there is probably where it'll be happening. And then that would pretty much finish us up with Kingdom Hearts. Because honestly, we don't really have much more to do with the Kingdom Hearts series. We have Kingdom Hearts 3 to go through, obviously. And then we have the rhythm game Melody of Memory. So we have those two to go through. And then that's it. We'll have gone through every Kingdom Hearts game besides the two that weren't in the HD collection. So that'd be Days, or 358 over 2 days. And then the game that nobody likes to talk about, Encoded. So, other than that, we'll have gone through everything. And if they ever actually do a remaster or port or anything with Days, I would happily do a stream of that and go through that when that happens. But yeah. Anyway, going back to the tweet, I also said I wanted to do Final Fantasy VII Remake and the DLC. And we did that. We got through all of that, and it was a lot of fun. It was a really fun playthrough, I would say. It was my first Final Fantasy... I almost said my first Final Fantasy VII game, which it is, but it's my first Final Fantasy game that I've played, just ever. So it was a ton of fun. It took a couple months, and we got through that, and then the DLC we got through in like one stream. We actually like sailed through the DLC. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to going through a reunion. That looks like it's pretty fun. Looks like people are having fun with that. I'm probably not gonna do it till like the middle to late of next year. It's gonna be a while until I do that, because I don't want to do it when everybody else is doing it. That's just kind of how I am. If I just don't want to be on the bandwagon of feeling like I have to do something because it's new. It's just not fun to me. So yeah, I'm gonna wait on that, and yeah, we will definitely go through it though. I do want to play through it certainly, but yeah, we're gonna hold off on it a little bit. So yeah, and then other than that, I said I also want to go through our Persona game this season, because we seem to why am I saying season this year? I don't have seasons, I just have years. But yeah, I said I want to go through Persona 4 Golden, and we did, and it was probably the most fun playthrough of the season. It was like the most active I think my chat's been. I think I had the highest viewership I had when going through that, so that was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed that playthrough, and yeah, it seemed like everybody else did as well. There's a lot of clips and stuff made of that, and memes that came out of it, so that was a really fun playthrough to go through. Everybody arguing about which character they liked the best. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I really am glad everybody seemed to enjoy that playthrough. So yeah, I thought now I'll just kind of run through maybe all the playthroughs I did, if maybe somebody finds that interesting, and kind of go over it and just say everything we did and my opinion on it. So yeah, let's go through them. So starting off, we have Trails in the Sky FC. Did that on Steam. January 4th of this year to February 1st is the first playthrough of the year. That was a ton of fun. It starts super slow, so I would probably recommend to everybody start with Cold Steel. If you don't know if you're gonna like the series or not, start with Cold Steel. It'll get you into it. It'll get you hooked. There's not a ton of references that I can think of off the top of my head. There's like some references in like 2, but not much in 1 or anything. So yeah, start there and then go back if you enjoy it. That would be my recommendation for everybody. Because if you start with Sky FC, you really have to know that you love and want to go through the series, because it's so slow. It is the slowest starting game I think I've ever played. I think that's a fair statement. For like 3/4 of the game, nothing is going to happen. You have to accept that going in. Not much is going to happen for the first 3/4 of the game or so. But then when there's like a certain moment where it's like, okay, everything is coming together and connecting, and then it's really good when you get to that point. But the commitment to get to that point is not for everybody. I'm just being honest. So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. After that, we did our first Sonic game of the season, and that was with Sonic Adventure DX. And that was fun. It was a one-stream game, which I thought it would be. And we kind of just went through it real quick. And yeah, that was on February 8th, and it was a ton of fun. People seem to enjoy it, so I'm glad. But yeah, there's not a ton much else to really say about it, because yeah, it was a Sonic game. It was fun. I enjoyed it. We'll be doing Sonic Adventure 2 sometime this year, or 2023. You know what I mean. So yeah, that was fun. And then next up was Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was on February 9th to May 5th. And I kind of already touched on this, but yeah, it was a fun game. I did really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to playing the prequel game that was like apparently a PSP game, and they're remaking it, which is Reunion. So yeah, looking forward to go through that. Really enjoyed it. People seem to enjoy it. Definitely plan on doing more of that in the future. And then after that, we had our first Pokemon game on the channel, which was Brilliant Diamond on February 15th to March 8th. This is all in starting order, by the way, so there will be overlap, obviously. But yeah, that was a very fun game. That was probably, I said, Persona 4 Golden was probably the most active chat. Brilliant Diamond's probably the second most active chat, and the one I think people enjoyed probably the second most. And yeah, I really did thoroughly enjoy that game. The game's a lot harder than I remember it being, but I also did it on set mode, so that probably had a lot to do with it. And especially that last fight yeah, that was really tough. But we had some people trade us Pokemon for our playthrough, which was fun, and I appreciate that. And then, yeah, not much else to say. It was a lot of fun. I definitely plan on doing more Pokemon in the future. If I'm going to do... It's probably going to be Scarlet and Violet that I do at some point. But that'll probably be middle of the year. Maybe, like, at the earliest, I can see maybe April, maybe. But yeah, that's still going to be a bit, because everybody's playing it, and again, I don't want to be doing things when everybody else is doing it. Just kind of my thing. After that, Persona 4 Golden, April 19th to August 9th. That was a fun game. Like I said, it was probably the one people liked the most. Pretty much covered everything I want to say about that. Golden's definitely the better version. Like, some people debate about which version of Persona 3 is better. There's no debate in my mind which version of Persona 4 is better. It's just Golden is better in every way, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, really enjoyed that. A lot of memes were had, lots of joking around and arguing about which Persona character everybody liked the best. Yeah, really enjoyed that. After that was the Kingdom Hearts 2 replay, and that was from May 11th to June 27th. It was on Critical, and yeah, I don't know how often I'm going to do replays, because I just have so many games I want to go through. But my Kingdom Hearts 2 playthrough was just one I wasn't proud of. I didn't go through and get any of the, like, drive form abilities or anything like that. I didn't use a guide or anything, so yeah. It's kind of impressive if you go back and look through it of how little I had that I actually even got through the game. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of clips and stuff had, and then the data fights, people seem to really enjoy watching me struggle with those. So, and those are in 3 from my understanding with the DLC. So, and I will be doing the DLC. So, that should be a lot of fun when we get to that at some point this year. Next was Trails in the Sky SC. That was June 29th to September 21st. So remember when I was talking about FC, that 3/4 of the game not much happens, and then the final quarter of the game it's really, really good? Well, with SC it's just all the good stuff. Like, it's kind of crazy how good of a game Trails in the Sky second chapter is. It is non-stop, just go. There's always something happening. You're always wondering about, is this character going to come back? Whose side is this character on? What's going to happen? It's fantastic. I can't sing the praises of SC enough. I can't really go into detail too much about it because it'll be spoilers, and I'm not going to spoil for anybody in this because that would be kind of rude of me. I don't want to do that. So yeah, but yeah, highly recommend it. It makes going through FC entirely worth it. Yeah, fantastic game. Recommend it to basically everybody. But you have to play FC first. That's just the price you pay for how good SC is. So after that was a game we did at Andy's channel. This was actually kind of going on concurrently with others, but it was from July 15th to the 29th. And I did it with Racer, Andy, and Kippy over at Andy's channel. And yeah, you can find that over at Andy's channel. It's in the recommended channels section. So yeah, go check him out. Fantastic streamer. And yeah, it was a ton of fun to go through that. It was chaos. That game was not made for... Like, I know it was, but it just doesn't seem balanced for 4-player co-op. But it was a lot of fun to go through it. I thoroughly did enjoy that. It seemed like it was just non-stop chaos, people yelling at each other, but it was all in good fun. And yeah, I definitely really enjoyed that. Probably go through more Mario games at some point. I don't know. I'm more of a, you know, JRPG, RPG guy. That's kind of my thing. But yeah, I'd be open to doing more of that. And for the summer marathon, Andy's TGBD Beatdown Crew Summer Marathon, we did Super Mario Sunshine from July 19th to the 25th. We actually finished that up on a Monday. So, yeah, a lot of fun. I don't think Sunshine's as good as 64, but it's still a lot of fun. I didn't get the blue coins because the blue coins suck. Just don't do it. It's way more fun if you just don't do the blue coins. Don't punish yourself. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I did all the optional ones, I think, though. Like, I did the lily pad one that everybody hates, and then the slot, not slot machine, pachinko. Pachinko's the word for it. Pachinko machine. And I did that, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely recommend people try it. It's a fun game, you know? Not much else more to say. Very fun game. Glad I went through it. People seem to enjoy it. Yeah, pretty good. And then we did our Yakuza Kiwami playthrough, and that was a lot of fun. Maybe it might be a thing I do in the future, just a Yakuza game every year. Maybe. It's kind of fun. But yeah, I went through that August 23rd to September 20th, and yeah, it was a very fun game. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Zero. Like, you could tell Zero came out after the fact, because Zero fleshes out characters and situations and stuff that just Kiwami doesn't follow through on as much. Is the least spoiler way I know how to go through it. But yeah, it was still a fun game. Did enjoy it for what it was. I'll go through Yakuza 2 sometime this year, and yeah, we'll go from there. But that was a fun game. And then next up was Skyward Sword, our first Zelda game on the channel, September 20th to October 18th. That was an interesting game because I remember playing it on the Wii. I streamed my playthrough of it on the Wii back in the day, and I didn't like the controls. I hated the motion controls. I just could not stand them. So they redid the controls, or they gave you the option to redo the controls here with using the thumbstick as a substitute for your motion control. So I used that way of playing it, and it's very awkward at first, but once you get the hang of it, it actually works really well. And it was very accurate at tracking what I was doing, and I didn't really struggle with it that much. So props to whoever came up with that control system. You made it way better in my opinion, and I thoroughly enjoyed Skyward Sword. Still the best story of any Zelda game, I'd say. Wind Waker's probably the closest, but it's a very distant second. But yeah, very much enjoyed that playthrough. Glad I went through it. There's still some parts that suck. When you have to collect all the notes, that sucks still. There's nothing they could have done about that besides cutting it out. It was never going to be fun. So, but yeah, overall, very fun game. Enjoyed it. Glad I went through it on stream, and yeah, we kind of sailed through it. After that was Jedi Fallen Order from September 28th to October 19th. This is a game that I had never beaten before. This was the first playthrough, and I did really enjoy it. It was a game that I did start at one point, but I never finished it, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. The gameplay is really well done. I think the hardest difficulty is stupidly hard. So I turned it down one, and then it was pretty much perfect. I think that's pretty much the difficulty to play on. It was challenging, I struggled, but I didn't want to tear my hair out. Which I wanted to tear my hair out a lot on the hardest difficulty, so yeah. Really glad I went through that on stream. People seemed to give me some good tips and stuff when I was going through it, and I learned things I wouldn't have otherwise. And yeah, found a lot of collectibles. I didn't 100% it or anything anywhere near that, but I did get a lot of the stuff, so I'm very happy about that. And then after that, we had Mass Effect 2, and yeah, that's continuing a tradition of we've been doing a Mass Effect game every year. So Mass Effect 3 will conclude our playthrough sometime in 2023. Late 2023 though, probably. Well, let's see. The Mass Effect 2 playthrough is October 25th to November 29th, so it'll probably be sometime in October, maybe September, somewhere in there, later in the year. And yeah, it's still one of my favorite games of all time. It's aged remarkably well. The Legendary Edition made the visuals, which were really good for the time, still hold up really well now. And yeah, there's not much else I could say. The companions are fantastic. The gameplay holds up as well as you could expect a game from 2010, 2011 to hold up. And I'm very much looking forward to hopefully finishing up on a positive note with Mass Effect 3. Because I played through it myself on my own last year when the Legendary Edition launched, and I actually enjoyed it a decent amount more than I did when I first played through it. So yeah, I think Mass Effect 3 will be a good playthrough. If you missed those streams and want to get caught up for Mass Effect 3, all those archives are here on the YouTube channel. You could binge watch those. They're not that long to watch. I think the Mass Effect 1 playthrough was like 3 streams, and the Mass Effect 2 playthrough was like 8, 7, something like that. So yeah, really fun. Next up was Next up was Kingdom Hearts Birthplace Sleep 0.2 with Knuckles, the Echidna. Like, seriously, the name. Anyway, but that was on October 26th. So, it's fine. It was like a demo for Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know what else you want me to say. It was... I enjoyed it enough. It's nothing special. The extra fight sucks. I have to go through that on my own at some point. I don't know when that'll be, but... bleh. And then next up was Trails in the Sky the 3rd. That's one we just completed recently. That was from November 2nd to December 21st. It's a game. I don't know why it exists. So here's the thing. When I was describing FC, I was like, okay, it's slow, but, you know, there's a reason for it being slow. It leads into SC. You need all that information. I can justify it. I don't know why the 3rd exists. It gives you some background on characters from Sky, but several of the characters it gives you background on are Sky characters that I don't think are going to be that important going forward. Like, their role is kind of up. So it's like, okay, well, what's the point of this? So yeah, then there is like some stuff with the main characters of Sky, and then supporting character that's really important, which if you played the game you'll know, and hopefully it's vague enough to not spoil anybody. But yeah, there's that stuff, which is really good, and I see why they needed that, but I feel like they could have just put that in the next game, you know, it's whatever, you know. I don't know why this had to be a standalone game, but it was fine. The difficulty is pretty insane. I played on normal, and it was, which is something else I just say, play the series on normal. Don't do it. This is coming from me. Somebody who people say is crazy with not thinking things are hard. The Sky games are insanely hard, and yeah, just play them on normal. That's my recommendation for you. Just only play them on normal. Don't go above that. But yeah, really hard game. It was still, like, I didn't hate it. But it was by far the weakest of the Trails games, in my opinion. Still glad I went through it, but it's not one I'm going to be having any desire to really go through anytime soon. And then after that, it was second to last playthrough was at the Winter Marathon. Well, 2 of the 3 streams were. And it was from December 6th to December 14th. So, yeah, we went through Sonic Origins, which is Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I could go over each game briefly. Sonic 1 has aged like cheese. It is not really that fun to go through anymore. I'm sorry to the purists. I don't really like Sonic 1. Sonic CD, very, 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 very good. It was way better than I remembered it being. It Plays pretty fast, at least after coming off Sonic 1. And yeah, I did enjoy that. I think it has the best special stages out of any of the Sonic games, so it's got that going for it. And yeah, the stages were a lot better than I remember them being. So yeah, very much enjoyed that. And then Sonic 2, still my favorite 2D Sonic game, I think. Special stages suck. It has the worst special stages out of all 4 games. And there's a reason I don't play the special stages anymore. Like, I'll go, whenever I go back through Sonic 2, I'll just go through the game, because I've already got the emeralds, and then that's that. I just don't replay the special stages. And yeah, I remembered why with this playthrough. They're awful. The having Tails follow you and being delayed, and just basically having to go through it as many times as it takes to memorize it. Yeah, not great. Did not really enjoy those special stages. And then lastly, Sonic 3. Second best of the Sonic 2D Sonic games. It's, you know, you can pick between 2 and 3 and Knuckles. I'm counting 3 and Knuckles as one thing. But yeah, it's between 2 and 3 and Knuckles. Just, it's a preference thing. Both are fantastic games. And yeah, 3's special stages are okay. I suck at them, but they're fine. They're somewhere in the middle for me of the special stages. I think they're just totally okay. I don't really have much else to say about them. I still think CDs are the best, and then after that's the Spheres, then it's Sonic 1's pinball, whatever you want to call it, thing, and Sonic 2 special stages are a must. And then lastly is Trails from Zero, which I've streamed twice now, but I don't really have much else more to say on that, because yeah, it's just recently started and I'm enjoying it so far. So yeah, I wish this game went a bit more, because I actually have more to say, but the shootout went only 3 rounds, so that's rude. So whatever, it's just in the background, so I could start up another one. You know, it's no big deal. But yeah, and then I guess I will now go into like what I plan for the future of the channel, or for next year or whatever, like games I want to go through, what I have envisioned and stuff like that. So basically, I kind of have already mentioned with playthroughs what I kind of want to do when I'm going through this list. Like, for example, I mentioned I'm going to do Mass Effect 3 at some point this year. I'm going to do, you know, another Persona game this year. I'm going to do probably Galaxy after I went through. That might be like my summer game. Just go through Galaxy for Andy's summer marathon. Maybe. But it's a longer game, so I'd have to plan that out. But I might do that. Start it at the marathon and finish it later. I don't know. It's kind of where my head's at right now with that. But we'll see how it goes. It doesn't really have anything to do with summer, but I don't know. It's fun doing it at the summer marathon, so why not do it again? You know? But yeah. I think that's where my head's at for the summer marathon. For next year's winter marathon, don't even ask me about that right now. I have no freaking idea of what I'm going to do for the summer marathon next year. Or for the winter marathon, I mean. So, yeah, just don't even ask me about the winter marathon. I have no clue right now. But yeah, as far as like other games I'd like to go through that's not been played on the channel, I don't know. Like, I've been thinking of going through an Assassin's Creed game. I don't know if I'll actually do it. I'm just looking at like games I have right now. 13 Sentinels is a game that was published by Atlas. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll go through that. I've kind of just been streaming what I feel like, and you know, or somebody will recommend a game to me and be like, "Hey, maybe you should go through this. It'd be fun. It'd be a fun playthrough." I'm like, I'll look into it and I'll be like, either it doesn't seem like something I'm interested in, or it doesn't seem like a game that I think would be fun on stream, or I'm just like, yeah, that looks interesting. Because like, for example, recently, as you can tell, I've been on a Legend of Heroes Trails binge, for lack of a better word. And yeah, that just started when Edge was like, hey, you might like the series. It's a very good RPG series that's underrated. And then I played Cold Steel, and then yeah, I was hooked. And then so it's just kind of been like that. I'm not really planning out that much what I'm gonna do for new stuff, because I might just see something else that looks fun and I'll be like, hey, I want to try that, or they'll be recommended to me. So yeah, as far as stuff I know I want to get done, it's mostly the stuff I've mentioned. I want to get done Kingdom Hearts 3, obviously. I want to get done another Yakuza game. And then I finally want to get to Cold Steel 3 this year. So, because I know a lot of people have been waiting on that. And they've been like, why go through the other games? And my answer to that is because I'm enjoying them. I've thoroughly enjoyed them. I don't know if you picked that up in my discussion of going through the games, but I thoroughly enjoyed SC. And like, slow burn games don't bother me as much as they do a lot of other people, so I did pretty well enjoy FC. But it was just a warning for everybody. You have to know it's going to be very, very slow. So, and then, yeah, the third was the third. It was fine. But yeah, I've been really enjoying, like, just the high of SC makes it worth it. It's just worth it for everything else. It really is one of the best RPGs I've ever played. I can honestly say that. So, yeah. The plan with the Trails games is, I've discussed this a bit on my playthroughs of them, but my current plan is I'm going to finish up Zero. Hopefully I'll have that finished up in like late January or early February. And then what I'm planning on doing is waiting for Trails for the sequel to come out, and then I'm going to play through that. And that comes out in sometime in March. So when that comes out, I'm going to be basically streaming it release week. And once I'm done with that, it's going to be a break from Trails. I know I said, you're probably thinking, well, you said you want to go through Trails in the Sky, or not Trails in the Sky, Cold Steel 3 this year. And I do, but it's going to be later this year. I'm going to kind of, because to me, Sky flows right into the Crossbell arc, so it makes sense to me to do them right after. But then I'm good to have a break. It's probably going to be like a 4 to 5 month break, maybe something like that. Maybe 6 months, I don't know. So I would guess we would get to Cold Steel 3 around November. Somewhere in there. November or December. Something like that. But yeah, and I already talked about Kingdom Hearts. So I don't really need to go over that again. But I feel like the next one I get asked about a lot is when I'm doing another Persona game and what the next Persona game I'm going to do is, because I went through Golden, and then after that there's like a million other spin-offs. We're in the era of the spin-off. So the next game that I would play would be Persona Q. But the issue with that is I gotta figure out a way to stream it. I own the game. I own multiple copies of the game. I own it digitally, I own it physically. So it's not, I don't have a copy of it. It's on a 3DS. And I guess I need to find another way to play it, if you know what I mean. And I gotta look into that and see how manageable it is and go from there. But I do want to go through that because I actually like Persona Q, or at least I remember liking it. Maybe there's a reason I haven't played it in like 6 years, 5 years, whatever it's been. I played it a year or two after it came out, and yeah, I didn't go back to it. So maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe there's a reason. Besides it just being on the 3DS and it's not a system I really play much anymore. But yeah. So I would like to go through that, but before that, the next Persona game is going to be Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. So originally I was going through all the Persona games in order of their release, and I went Persona 1, Persona 2 Innocent Sin, and then I skipped Eternal Punishment. The reason I skipped Eternal Punishment is not because I don't like Eternal Punishment, it's because they remade Eternal Punishment, or it's more like an upgraded port than anything, but still, they made some enhancements to it and stuff. And yeah, they made that remake or remaster, or whatever you want to call it, and it's Japan only. So I thought, okay, so with all this new Persona stuff coming out, all this stuff catching on, they'll probably just release it in the West for this 25th anniversary thing, you know? They'll probably come out with it, and, you know, then I could play through that. It'll be easy. You know, they'll have a collection, or they'll do something for their anniversary, and we'll just have, like, a big collection of all the games on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, whatever. And I was kind of right. They did it with Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5 Royal, but not Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. So I've kind of given up, so I'm just going to go through it. I'm not sure which version I'm going to do yet. Yeah, it's another one where I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to stream this and go through it. So, but that's going to be next, because I want to have a complete series playthrough here, and yeah, I skipped it for that reason, and I've given up on that ever coming out here. So that's currently the plan. That's the next Persona game we're going to go through. It's not very long. It'll probably take like 7 casts or something. And then yeah. So my guess is that'll probably be... It might be in February, maybe something like that. I don't know. Depends on how quickly we get through Zero. Because I could do it in like the interlude between the 2 Crossbow games, but it depends, like I said, on how quickly we get through Crossbow. So yeah, but still looking into that. And then yeah, other than that, the next Jedi Fallen Order game, Jedi Survivor, is coming out. I would like to go through that, but repeat it with me, I don't want to do it when it comes out, because everybody's going to be doing it when it comes out. I don't want to be like that. That's no fun for me. So that'll probably be later in this year too, because I know I'm going to want to go through it. But yeah, I don't want to do it when everybody else is doing it. So yeah. Other than that, I just want to say for a moment to everybody who's subbed to me through this year, I do appreciate that. You guys really do mean a lot. I don't do any of this for like monetary gain. If I did this as my income, I would be on the curb with Angel. So, you know, but I do appreciate it. Anytime anybody subs to me, I put all the money back into the stream. It either goes to games I plan on streaming, or equipment. Like, I put most of the money that I've gotten from streaming recently into getting a new cap card, which is what you're viewing this on now. 60 FPS. My old cap card was 30 FPS, and it was also dying. So, you know, that wasn't great. So I went through and I upgraded that this year. So really appreciate people supporting me for that. And yeah, other stuff, like I said, of games and stuff that directly correlates with the stream. So my next goal of what I'm going to be putting money towards for the stream is emotes, I think. I'm going to start putting the money towards hiring somebody to do the emotes. So yeah, I think that would be nice. It'd be a good reward for you guys. So that, you know, when you guys are subbed to me, you know, hey, this money's going towards sub emotes. So, you know, it's kind of something you guys, I don't want to say can work towards, but you know that when you're subbing to me, it's going back into the stream. So, yeah. I've never really taken streaming that serious. Well, I guess I could recap. When I started, I kind of was like, oh, maybe I can be good at this, or can have consistent viewership or whatever, because I started all the way back in 2011. and I was doing better viewer count wise then. Because there wasn't much competition back then. I had, I think they called it an easy dangle or something. And, or, no, they called it an easy cap, I think, was what they called it. But yeah, it was like component cables and everything is crazy. Think back that far. But yeah, I kind of took it seriously back then. Don't really anymore. I more or less am just streaming to have fun. And, yeah, it seems like most of the time chat's active, which I appreciate. I know my viewer count is like something that would depress most people. Like they'd be like, it's worth it doing it when there's only 10 people, and it's like, I don't know, that's just not how I view it. Like every Tuesday and Wednesday, and I stream late. Like I stream at 11:30 Eastern time, 8:30 Pacific on weekdays. So like I know I stream at a late time, but you know, like I said, I work, so I can only stream when I can get off work. So it's kind of the best I could do, unfortunately. But yeah, I appreciate people hanging out at that time. It seems people are usually, you know, the chat is usually at least reasonably active, and it varies on talking about the game I'm playing, or talking about hockey, or baseball, or whatever, and I welcome all that. So, you know, if you ever feel lonely or whatever, and it's a stream day, even if you're not interested in the game I'm playing, just come hang out. It's like the vibe I'm kind of going for is it's like going over to your friend's house and watching them play a game on their couch or whatever, you know? Just come hang out and have fun. And, you know, talk about what game you're playing, or, you know, about, you know, a distraction from life or whatever. You know, it's just it's just a chill hangout thing. It's, you know, never feel like you're going to be a bother or anything like that. It's just fun to hang out with people. And, yeah, I feel lucky, honestly, because I know in several communities they've had like dust ups, I guess, for lack of a better word, or arguments, or community members not getting along, or fighting, or calling people names, or and that person's just lying. I'm sorry, but that person's just I don't know who that is, but he's just lying there in pain while they fight, and nobody's attending to him. Um, sorry. Anyway, but yeah, other communities have had, you know, stuff like that, and dust ups and disagreements between people, and I haven't really had that. I've had people go through things in the community and pull away from hanging out, which is unfortunate, but you know, life happens, and you know, I hope everybody, you know, feels better and no ill will, and you know, hopefully see people whenever they're able to return and feel better. But yeah, we haven't really had any drama or anything, but it could also just because I'm too small to have drama. So you know, perks of being tiny, I guess. Yay. But yeah, to everybody mods the channel and everything, it's appreciated too, because we do get bots, I guess, but everybody gets bots. So yeah, that's pretty much the only thing my mods have had to do, really, so that's good. I'm glad it's been a pretty toxic free community, and it's been one I'm excited to hang out with. I definitely am looking forward to participating in Andy's marathons again, the summer and winter marathons. I'm definitely going to be participating in them. Like I said, plan on doing Galaxy, I think, for the summer one, right around there. I think that'll be fun. And I'll figure out something for winter. I have no idea what I'm going to do for that. But yeah, that's the current plan for right now. So I hope maybe you guys found this entertaining. Maybe I'll do this at the end of every year? I don't know. But I think it kind of maybe gives you an insight of where my head's at regarding the channel and regarding things in general going forward for the channel. So yeah, I think it was a fun first one of these. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to the stuff I'm playing and going to play this upcoming year. if there's anything you would like me to play that I haven't mentioned or you think would be fun to see me go through, just, you know, message me, leave a comment here, message me on Twitter, it's in the upper left hand corner, head on to the Discord link that's in the description, and yeah, wherever, you can find me pretty much anywhere. I try to make myself pretty easy to contact, easy to get a hold of. And yeah, I'm definitely open to suggestions and stuff, but yeah, I think I'm gonna stick through just playing what I kind of want to go through and play. I think it's resulted in the streams being a lot better quality for people, because I definitely burned myself out before by doing things I thought would be popular or whatever, and yeah, just not stressing about view count or whatever, and just playing what I want to play. It seems like it's been better. It seems like people have noticed I've been enjoying it, so they've been happier to talk and hang out and stuff. So, seems like it all kind of goes together, you know? So, hopefully everybody else agrees with that, and yeah. That basically covers it. 2 games was the right length, it would seem, for this type of video. But yeah, that will pretty much wrap it up for me, guys. Again, want to say thank you to everybody for a fantastic 2022, and I'm hoping 2023 will be just as good for the channel, if not better. And I look forward to seeing you all in 2023. Have a great day, guys, and yeah, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.